There is nothing wrong with your internet. Do not attempt to adjust your settings. We are controlling the podcast. We control the squealing and the screams. We can make your heart flutter, your eyes blur from tears, or sharpen your mind to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit back. We are in control of what you hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your settings. You are about to experience the awe and mystery known as the female mind. You are now entering the Fangirl Zone. Hello everyone and welcome to Sci-Fi Talk on the Fangirl Zone, a podcast where we discuss shows on the Sci-Fi Channel. I'm Sean, Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve, and tonight we'll be discussing episode 3 of season 5 of Killjoys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This one, wow.
Yeah. Who would have thought I'd have cried for the reason I cried?
Yeah.
So we're doing this a little early, so we don't have any ratings news yet.
Nope.
So we're going to jump right into our discussion for episode 3. 3 Killjoys and a lady. The Killjoy trio begins to question if there's a traitor amongst their numbers after escaping from the lady and rejoining Lucy outside the memory matrix. Well, we get all sorts of little fun stuff happening.
Oh, yeah.
Because we open with the lady, well, having captured all the Killjoys, enjoying torturing Dutch. But I didn't understand why she's making her drink tea. Yeah. Just to show that she can?
I'm sure. Now, was it really tea or was it something else?
That's what I was thinking.
Me too.
And, Dutch is like, what? You don't have any coffee? It's like, okay. But then Dutch having a fried crispy critter of the lady put in front of her, of course, has to be a smart aleck. Yeah. Dibs on the white meat. I thought the thing was going to move, honestly. I was like, I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
But the lady was pretty ticked. But she's like, oh, okay. You think you're so smart. You think you're so clever breaking away from my control. And Dutch is just like, yeah, do what you gotta do. And she's like, it doesn't have to be you. And all of a sudden Dutch is like, shit.
Yeah.
And then we get something kind of unexpected happen. We have Klein seeming to break Dav out of his cell.
Yeah. What the hell?
Right? I'm like, is this really happening? And he explains to Devin that the lady's children can only be alive in specific types of atmosphere. Hence her desire to find a body that can, quote, live in all of them. And of course, he's right there with them. Dav's like, oh my God, that's why she wants Jax. Yeah. Okay. And great. But he tells Dav, don't let Dutch know I'm alive because she'll only try to rescue me instead of protecting Jax. Will she? Because right now she thinks you're dead.
Right.
So she may not.
I think I'm more with Klein there. I think.
Really?
Yeah. If Dutch knew that he was there on the ship, her first priority would be freeing him before finding Jax and protecting Jack.
Oh, good thing.
The way she works, I think.
Good thing Dav didn't say anything because he went to free Johnny and then they freed Dutch. But that seemed really easy.
Way too easy.
Of course, when they're about to make their way, one of the guards wakes up and, hey, look who's there, Klein. Because, we need to raise the alarm. No, you don't. Crack.
Yeah, snap.
That neck did turn around, didn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dang, okay.
Yeah, that's not going to make the lady very happy.
No, because they noticed, too, when they'd gotten a fight, our Killjoys, that the people weren't healing.
Right.
So they obviously didn't have any green. So it's like, okay.
No Hoolan.
Interesting.
They're real people, but...
Yep. Interesting thing to note.
Yes.
So they reconvene on Lucy and plan their next move. Well, Dav wants to go find Jax. And this just seems really odd to me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, because, the reason they did what they did was to get Jax far away from them.
Right.
And Johnny and Dutch is like, I don't think that's a good idea. He's safer if we don't go looking because obviously she doesn't know where he is.
Right.
That's why she kept asking us.
Yeah.
And then Johnny's like, hey, let me analyze this sample that Dutch liberated of the weird thing in the box that's now charbroiled. And hey, the lady's baby is just charred. He can't figure it out. Well, maybe Zeph can figure something out, right? So let's go back to Westerly. When Dutch goes to the cockpit to assist Zeph, she notices that, hey, there's a mark on the back of his neck.
Uh-oh.
That was the same mark that we seen on the little girl's wrist.
Right.
And the lady's neck.
Yeah.
Because Dutch is like, hey, what's with the space hickey?
Yeah.
So, okay, does that mean Dav has got the lady inside of him?
That's what I would have thought.
Especially with the we need to find Jax.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't seem to be going well.
No.
And then
it didn't
suddenly
really sound like Dav, and yeah, I was right there with Dutch saying, no, this just isn't right.
Right. And then with suddenly an emergency on deck, or below decks.
Yep.
Something's knocked him off course.
Thruster.
There's a fire in the engine room. Yeah. And the cooling system's offline. Yeah, okay. Everything's kind of multiplying and it's starting to make me wonder. But then, from what we've seen, the body doesn't survive. So I was like, oh crap.
Right.
How are they getting out of this one? Well, of course, Dutch thinks Dav is compromised. And so we need to separate him from us. So, all right, what are we going to do? Kind of code to Johnny.
Yes.
To get him to do a spacewalk, but it was only to trap him in the airlock.
Right.
Now, I don't think they would have spaced him because it was still Dav.
Oh, no.
But you never know.
Yeah.
And finally, she's like, you're going to tell me how you got out of torture, especially when he's like, oh, yeah, my torture was the guy humming. It's like, seriously?
Right.
That was it.
Yeah.
You got an earworm.
That made him just sound even more guilty.
Right? And finally, he admits that Klein got him out, and this changes things. But still, it just seems very odd. But things get stranger.
Yeah.
Because Johnny was checking the logs, and then he comes in with his gun out, and he's like, you need to show me all of your skin. And she's like, what? Because Johnny shows that he has a mark.
Yep.
And so, of course, Dutch is freaking out. And then Dutch looked, and on her shoulder, she has the same mark. Oh, crap. Any of us could be the lady.
Yeah.
Really? You guys are awfully calm about any of you possibly being this mass murdering alien. I do believe they call her at one point.
Yeah.
This is not good.
No.
It's really comical watching them and Dav in the airlock. Well, let me out and I can help one of you. Okay, but we don't.
Which one.
Right. Hell, you could still be the lady, so that ain't gonna help any of us.
Right.
So Johnny's like, here, we'll be on equal footing. Chains. We'll chain ourselves up because Lucy does mention, hey, I can scan all of your brain waves.
Right.
And see what matches the last time I did this. Okay, that sounds good.
Right.
But I'm figuring they're stressed out. Is this going to work out well?
Yeah.
Well, they restrain themselves and Lucy does her thing. Okay, it's not Johnny. Oh, it's not Dav. Guess that must be you, Dutch, because hers is not normal. And yet, she managed to get herself out of the restraints pretty quick, which I feel like maybe the lady couldn't have done.
Right.
And she's off and running before they can stop her. It's like, what the hell? Okay, so I guess it's not us, right? Because Lucy said it's not us.
Right.
So, what happens? They go and they start looking for her. Okay. Well, the ship is only so big.
Right.
And what they find in, I believe it was her chambers.
Right.
Ends up being a hologram of her talking. And they're somehow lured to, I think it was the cockpit again. And she's sitting there with her gun out, but with only a sheet or a towel covering her.
Right.
And Johnny's like, wow, you're naked. And she's like, yes, you all need to get naked too. And I love it. she says this and they're like, what? And Dav's kind of like, okay, but wait a minute. Johnny's here though.
Yeah.
This is awkward. My brother's right there. Because otherwise I felt like Dav's like, oh, okay. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, my brother. Hold on. Rewind. No, dude, this is not about sexy time.
No.
That's not what this is about.
Yeah, Johnny picks up on it pretty quickly. Two or more naked bodies in a room together, surveillance shuts down.
Yes, only after they've had a talk about the size of the pillows that the guys use to cover themselves. And I'm sitting there going, it's the same pillow, dude. You're just holding them different ways.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, really? This is what happens. Okay. Don't want to know.
Yeah.
But the surveillance being down, they kind of figure out that Lucy's the one who's compromised.
Right.
And okay, great. Well, if the lady has somehow gotten into Lucy and Lucy's the one who sabotaged everything, what are we going to do? Here's a plan. I don't know if it was a really great plan.
No, but it's awful difficult to defeat a computer.
True. And so they all get dressed again, and Dev is taking Dutch somewhere, and Hillary's in love with the whole, okay, lady, I have you now.
Yeah.
And
some more bad acting.
Johnny just kind of mumbling like, this is so bad.
Yeah.
And it was funny how they kind of over the top. Right. Because Johnny, of course, is checking systems. He's like, hey, you got some weird code here. Let me see it. She's like, no, don't worry. I'll just erase it. No. Let me look. Bloop. It's gone. So that's, the definite for Johnny.
Right.
And Dav's like, okay, the lady is in place. All right, well, do this override because Lucy's figured some shit out.
Right.
But before anything happens, she shocks them because it's the anti-theft deterrent. That's a hell of a deterrent.
Right.
And Dav and Dutch go down. And Johnny, of course, is like, well, crap, how do I do this? How do I get the lady out? Because it seems like Lucy's going to blow us all up.
Right.
Which, again, bad idea. And if you're trying to get information, obviously the lady does not know how to work around things.
Right.
It's all or nothing with her.
Yeah.
Kind of like the dog and her ball. Yeah, that was her head.
Yeah.
So Johnny's trying to figure out, way to get out of this mess and get the lady out of the mainframe. And suddenly the real Lucy pops up in a hologram form. Now, was that the woman who actually voices Lucy?
No.
Oh, okay. I wasn't 100%.
So. Yeah, I don't think it was. Now, it could have been with different hair, but Tamarin's got real red hair, and this didn't have real red hair.
Yeah, I just wasn't 100%.
Yeah, I don't
I'm like, oh, wow, did they do that?
Yeah, kind of depends.
Yeah, true. And she's like, Johnny, there's a virus spreading throughout my system, and the lady's replicating it because he had done some really sweet maneuvers to get down and get that mainframe offline.
Right.
To avoid the floor and throwing knives and tongs.
Yeah.
It was great. And, she's like, okay, here's what you need to do. And Johnny's like, no, I don't believe you. She's like, AIs don't lie. You've said this before.
Right.
And he's like, you're going to have to wipe me clean. And Johnny's like, wait, no. And she's like, this is the only way. And when she says that, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Is this really? Oh no.
Lucy. Yeah. No.
I'm like, no. And of course, it's hard for Johnny because he loves the ship because him and Lucy have been a team.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's not just the ship.
Nope.
But he does what he has to do. And I think it was worse because Lucy starts to fade away and disappear. And I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
You had to do that? You couldn't have done an instant blink out or something?
Right.
To at least make it a little less horrible? I don't know if that would have been less horrible, but seriously, this was bad.
It felt just as bad as Potter getting killed. It really
God.
Did. And Johnny finding her. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why do you hate Johnny?
Yeah.
And then the group is all together and they're basically toasting Lucy.
Right.
Because she's gone. And I feel like it was so much worse for Johnny.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're like they can't really get a grasp on that. Because we did see in the flashbacks with Johnny's torture, the lady like, oh, didn't I give you exactly what you wanted? So he had the girl. He had the happy life.
Yeah.
And then now it's like you took away, a normal life. You took away the girl. You took away his other girl, which was Lucy, his ship. And it's like, oh, you are just putting him on like a road that he may not come back from. You took Potter.
Yeah.
You've taken his fantasy, basically. Dutch, Lucy, you are evil. Whoever's writing Johnny's storyline.
Yeah.
Just evil. But he did say, Lucy said, we needed to get close enough to defeat her. And, well, the only way to do that is surrender.
Yeah.
Because suddenly, they had all these warning bells going off because, oh, hey, look, they were probably there the whole time. But Lucy had the lady hidden.
Right.
And, well, that's just wonderful.
Yeah, but what
because
episode.
What are you going to do? You're going to just break our hearts, break Johnny's heart over and over and over.
Yeah.
I can't do this. You're killing me. You guys, Johnny better have a happy ending.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not looking that way. Looks like he's going to be the one that's going to sacrifice himself to save everybody else. And I don't like it.
No.
But yeah, the way this episode played out, and you see that they're still dealing with fantasy world.
Yeah, a little bit.
Given.
Yeah.
Especially Davin and Johnny, and well, Johnny more than anything.
Yeah.
Because, not only did he have Potter taken away, he got Dutch taken away, and now he's got Lucy taken away.
Yeah. You guys just hate Johnny. I see that.
Well, and we heard the lady say Johnny was the weakest of the bunch.
And it's not that. It's like he's been going through so much. Like, he's not the weakest.
No.
Because you guys are just doing the worst shit to him, though.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Well, obviously that's what we think about it. But we did get some feedback that maybe you're more in line with.
Absolutely. Our friend Fred from the Netherlands has once again graced us with his feedback. So let's take a listen.
Hello, Steve and Sean, aka Fangirl S. This is Fred from the Netherlands with some feedback for Killjoys Season 5, Episode 3. Quite a sad episode, of course, but from the acting, just marvelous. Just having the three main characters here, a little bit of the lady and a little bit of Klein, but for the rest, really impressive acting. Lucy being dead is, of course, very sad, but I can't believe it, she really is. There will be somewhere a backup. That's the advantage of being an AI. Still no Anila, and which role Klein will play becomes quite unclear by now. I don't have many questions, actually. I just follow the story and await next week what will happen then. And I often have only 1 or 2 questions for the next week. Whereas in the last 4 seasons, I had a lot of questions and did a lot of speculations and analyzing. Perhaps it has also something to do with the fact that I do analyze one other series a lot and perhaps overanalyze it, and that's the German Netflix series Dark. And I make podcast feedback there for SyFy TV Rewatch with sometimes more than 10 minutes and a lot of background analysis. I want to finish with the best quote from this Killjoys episode.
Get naked. Okay, again. What the hells?
Seriously? His pillow's bigger and that's just not true.
My pillow is wider.
Yes, one of you is definitely bigger. That's the one who's focusing on what I'm saying right now. Lucy? Lucy?
Lucy's privacy protocols. And there's 2 or more naked bodies or surveillance shuts off.
Wait, why am I naked if it only takes 2 bodies?
I didn't want you to feel left out.
And Steve, and perhaps Sean, getting ready for Urpapalooza in St. Louis. Okay, greetings, all the best, Fred from the Netherlands.
Yeah, Fred, I agree that the acting was outstanding with the main 3 characters. We really got to see how their feelings have changed with the alternate reality, especially Johnny's.
Oh, poor Johnny.
Yes. And we do hope you're right about Lucy. Maybe there is a backup stored off-site somewhere that Johnny smartly hid. She sure didn't seem like it came to mind anytime shortly thereafter, that's for sure. So, but fingers are crossed that we get Lucy back somehow, some way.
I hope so.
And your quote of the episode.
Here, I didn't notice the music in the background the first go round. So we're listening to it in headphones.
Yeah, you hear it real good.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's very adult movie oriented.
Yeah.
I do have to say, with you saying, you're questioning and speculating and overanalyzing things. Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
We're all hoping that something happens that we want to happen, something good. So
right.
You're not alone.
No. And I do believe that scene will probably go down as one of the all-time highlights of 5 seasons of Killjoys.
Right.
Once again, Fred, we really appreciate your feedback and look forward to the next episode.
Thanks, Fred. Okay, and just like Fred, we want to hear from you. So send us your comments or voice recordings at SyFyTalk@fangirlzone.com. Head on over to our website, www.fangirlzone.com. You can find our contacts page and all the ways you can send us information that way too. And if you feel so inclined, if you can rate and review us on iTunes and every other platform you're finding us on, because good ratings and reviews help other fans of the show find us. And of course, we ask you to tell your friends about this show, so we want to bump up these ratings.
Yes.
And we do hope you're enjoying the podcast. And as always, for this episode of Sci-Fi Talk, I am Sean, Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve. You always say you can't trust people, but you can trust science.
And until next time.